All right, let me give you a little walk around of the car. So that is the inside of the trunk. I've got, this is not a nitrous, it's a subwoofer speaker, which is made to look like a nitrous bottle. I don't know if you can see the speaker in the back there. And it's hooked to that amplifier. And there's the stereo hidden away. Can you see it? Yeah, the stereo is hidden away in the back of the trunk. Hard to reach, but it doesn't matter because it's got the remote inside the car. I put the extinguisher, and here's the panels. I showed you that it was coated with some lizard skin so it doesn't rust. And the floor has been coated with Dynamat. At the entire floor of the car has been coated like that. Trunk lid is pretty solid. As you can see, the return and the lip and everything is no rust anywhere. Can you see it? Yeah. Now, lights are in very good shape. I've got a backup camera on the license plate. It needs to be hooked to a wire that's inside the car, but I felt it was too much trouble. So I'll try to show you underneath the car. The gas tank has been coated with the skin again to make it disappear because it doesn't look very good when it's all gray. These are the mufflers, stainless steel all the way with some MagnaFlow there. And then just suspension, which is still leaves and spring. And by the way, those tires are gonna get replaced tomorrow. So I'm gonna give you a little shot of underneath the car when it's on the jack. I don't know if you can see very well. Tomorrow underneath the jack I will show you a better view. So these are the Boyd Coddington mags, which I think looks very good on that car. They're chrome inside and out, and I've been polishing them this winter, so they're pretty much nice as it is, but you can maybe take it off and polish the inside if you feel like it. So here's the inside of the weld. Hard to say. That's the back wheel. Now the doors. I changed the seals to make it look nicer. So that's the bottom of the door. The car is very straight. No rust anywhere. Here's the door itself. Try to show you underneath the door. Now let's try to go under the car. So there's been some frame connectors welded on the car. Basically it's a 2.5 by 188 tubing that I welded there. I had it weld more. That's the gear vendor here, and the long tube headers sticking out there that I told you about. Car has been coated like I told you. Now, these are the 300ZX seats that I told you about. I had the Charger logo embossed in them. And that's my little laser thingy that I did in stainless to be more comfortable. That is a pistol grip stick shift for an automatic. I'm missing the knob there to close the glove box properly, but I've got the knob. It's just a little tweaking I had to do and I didn't have time to do it. Now underneath the dash there's quite a few wires and I'm trying to hide them as much as I can, but what I did on the car is that auto electric window conversion, because the car doesn't have AC. To open the windows when I was on the other side, I needed to stop the car and go on the other side and roll down the window. Now with the 4 controls on my own door, I can close and lock and close and unlock and open the windows. These I put some electric, so you see both are related together, and I got a remote to open and close the doors. I had that mirror added on the passenger side, and the guy put it where the factory should have put it, but couldn't see fuck all from it, so I had a big 5-inch mirror, dome mirror cut by laser, and then I glued it there. So basically it's like the round mirrors from a truck, which gives you great view of the side, but it's not detailed view. So here's the inside of the front well. Oops. Front mag. Inside of the car. I'll open the hood for you. Alright. So alternator. It's been replaced, I guess, last 8 years or so when he did the engine. You see the steel is all super solid. The firewall is very solid too, no rust there. Drive shaft, you see there's no leaking of oil, you know, it's just the oil and the dust from the road, because this is a driver, it's not a car meant to go look good on a trailer. Now that battery is recent. I'm sorry if I put some yellow marker on it, but I got so many toys. I need to keep track of how old my batteries are. The thing I did though is I put an electric pump here for the power brake, and it's got a little reservoir underneath. And there used to be a vacuum exit, well, it's still there, a vacuum exit from the back of the carburetor. This is the fuel injection I was talking to you about. So that's the MSD fuel injection system, which is basically a throttle body that's got a self-learning computer in it. And it's got a medium cam, which takes a little bit off the vacuum of the car, and I felt that the brakes were not as strong as I wish they would be, so I added that electric pump that you can remove and just hook back the way it was if the little pump noise bothers you. When the engine is running, you don't hear that pump, but when the battery is on and the engine is not running, that pump makes not a very nice noise, to be honest. But safety first, so that's why I had it installed like that. That's the other mag that I polish this winter. It's pretty clean. I got a bit of dust on it, but they're very clean, those mags. Now the driver door, whoa, it's a bit too close for me. Right, so that's the driver door. Underneath the door, the well. Every time I clean the car, I try to swipe it as much as I can so there's no water left inside the doors or anything. And I made some brackets to hold the seats, Maybe not the prettiest brackets in the world, but they're doing a good job holding down the seats. That's the remote I was talking to you about. That's I didn't want what's you call it, infrarouge remote control. I wanted something with a wire. So that's a boat, double-decker boat marine sound system, which has got the remote with a wire. So every time you press on the key, it's automatic. And it's hooked to that little thingy there that holds my iPhone. So my music basically comes from my iPhone. So you can hook, and what's cool about it is if you put GPS, the GPS goes through the speaker of the car. And that is the famous gas cap fitter, which when you fill it up, after a while, you hear a little punk coming up, the sound that tells you that the gas tank is full, and then it's coming up the nozzle, and that's when you know you need to stop, because if you don't stop, when you hear that little punk from the gas tank, it will spill and fuel will come down your fenders. So I'll stop the video there because I don't know if I can put it on YouTube that long. And tomorrow when I go to the garage, I'll show you underneath properly.